Well, here we are today at the Chemical and Product Tanker Conference, and we've heard some very interesting discussions on the last panel about the gains that can be saved, or the savings that can be made. And so would you like to introduce yourself and explain what Stolt have been doing?
I'm Peter Maasland. I'm Deep Sea Operations Manager for Stolt Tankers, in charge of the voyage operations, so both cargo and deep sea voyage. So there's a lot to be done on optimization. The main thing is keeping the equipment, the ships in optimum state, and managing or running them in an optimal condition. That means that you need a lot of data to compare, if you want, your baseline with your actuals today. And only then will you know where you're deviating, and can you step in and remedy that. So what do we do more and more is measure our actual performance of the ship, and that can be fuel, that can be distance, that can be even people performance, how they perform, and then compare that to the baseline. And I always like to say I like to set my baselines very high or low, very ambitious, and then you will come to answers what needs to be done to bring the ship either back or bring it to the baseline that you got in order to get the optimum out of it. That's the short term, because we can do that today, and that's the interesting bit about optimization of operations. It can be done today already.
And as a former sea captain yourself, you'll have seen huge changes. In your presentation, you were talking about the 20-something% change from 2008.
Yeah.
But now the changes, the marginal gains are becoming harder. Yeah. But Stolt does have some ambitions in that area, I understand.
Yeah, we set our ambition levels high, and we're still fully on track to make at least our 2030 targets. As I mentioned, the first bit is easy, because once you start looking at any system and start improving, you find the waste easy. That's the big ones, the big gains. And you can get them almost in day one. And they give you very favorable numbers in the beginning of your progress. The further you go in an optimization process, the more marginal your improvements are going to be. And that's where we are now as a company. So yes, we are on target to reach our 2030 goal, but the last 20% that we still have to do, it's going to be scraping out of a lot of different areas, 2% there, 3% there, and that requires a much more in-depth look into processes and definitely measurements of where you are compared to your baseline.
Okay, well, thank you very much for the enlightenment.